First off, I want to have a moment of silence for the R. Kelly playing in the background because I feel like the fact that I was benching while R. Kelly was playing automatically adds 20 pounds to anything that I did today. So I set an R. Kelly lifting PR today as well. Saturday's bench workout I didn't record because I was training with a couple other people and just didn't really feel like messing around with the camera. Wanted to move pretty efficiently. That went well. I hit all 3 sets of 10 at 235. They felt strong. Elbow was happy the entire time. Followed that with some accessories for shoulders and triceps, a little bit of biceps as well. So had a solid Saturday session and went into this today. This is Tuesday. So working from the pins again with a dead stop press. These are moving pretty well. Grip felt great. I decided to bench in my Romaleo 2 Olympic shoes, and I actually really like that as well. They stick to the ground a lot better than what I was lifting in before, and I get a nice, consistent leg drive from them. So I'm going to definitely keep that going over the next, probably until I find something better. These felt pretty good. Had nice speed off the chest on pretty much all my sets. I decided to do smaller jumps today, so I went 225, 35, 45, and 65, 55 and 65. Everything was moving pretty well. Elbows felt mostly okay through these. So nothing really exciting until the end of the set, or the end of the session on these. For some reason, my shoulder and right bicep started to get really pissed off once I got to a little bit heavier weight. So rather than the 2 sets I hit last week at 265, I barely got a double. So I don't know what's going on with that. I'm going to have to do some more tissue work, it looks like. When I was watching the video here, I realized that I'm also using a different bench than I was last week when I was doing these. So I think that may have something to do with it. This bench is a little bit taller, to the tune of maybe an inch and a half taller than the other bench. So I'm wondering if that increased my range of motion on these, and that aggravated the shoulder. I don't really know, nor do I feel like that's an adequate excuse. So whatever, I will come back next week and I'll do better, and I'll use the other bench so that way it's the same. This is 250. These got moving pretty decently once I was able to get my groove down after the first rep. They felt nice and smooth. So when I was only able to get that double at 265, that kind of threw me off because everything felt pretty positive leading up into that set. So I did come back and hit a couple extra reps at 255 after I bombed on this set and only got the double. So I did get at least the volume that I set out to hit this day. I just didn't feel like filming it. So there's that. I followed again with dumbbell incline press, nice big range of motion. Decided to taper up in weight with these rather than adding volume on my accessories. I'm going to ride out this first 3-week wave, increasing the weight of my accessories and not try and add sets to them like I thought I was going to do when I set out. I think the volume increase just from the main lift alone will be more than enough to get the stimulus that I'm looking for. So went 85 pounds for 8 reps in the first set, which is where I topped out last week. 90 pounds on this set here, and then I went 95 on the third set and got 7 reps. These felt much better than last week. Recovery is still feeling a lot stronger, and my rest times between sets is continuing to go down. So very happy with that. Just hoping I can keep the tendonitis at bay as I move forward into a little bit heavier weight. On my bench, that always seems to be the limiting factor, is keeping the elbows healthy. So that's shot me in the foot in the past. So I'm hoping that if I can keep this programmed intelligently, that won't become a limiting factor moving forward. Next week on the dumbbell inclines, I'm going to try and hit all 3 sets at 95 rather than tapering up into them. This is only partially because I don't have dumbbells heavier than 100 pounds. So the 100 pounds are the hex dumbbells. So I'll build volume by getting all 3 sets at 95 instead of just the top set. I moved into the side raises that I did last week. Kept these at 35 pounds. Did all sets of these with 15 reps. What I did differently this week than last was I superset this with a face pull on my cable pulling machine or lat pull machine. That way I could hit rear delts a little bit harder and heavier than I did last week. Sled felt great. I just felt like mixing this up a little bit, and still allows me to get some volume in on the same muscle group. So that's about as exciting as this day went. Still finished off with 3 sets of 10 on the dumbbell hammer curls. I kept 35 pounds just because, again, elbows were feeling a little sketchy. These didn't hurt. They actually felt better when I was done, but the first couple reps of the first set were off, so I decided to just keep the 35 and not inflame the bicep tendon too much. So hit those, moved up to, I believe, a 75 or 80 pound dumbbell for the behind the neck tricep extensions. Went 3 or 4 sets, I don't remember, I'd have to look back at my log. A couple sets of these two, hitting a superset between the two. Nothing exciting. That's pretty much it. So hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please click like below and subscribe to my channel.